Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a complete blueprint for body transformation called the Amplify system. And look, this isn't just another workout you find online or some quick fix diet. It's a whole system designed to get your mind, your training, and your nutrition all working together for change that actually lasts. So let's break down how it all works. And it all really kicks off with this powerful idea. Real, sustainable change. It's not just about the weights you lift in the gym. It truly begins with the mindset you bring to the whole process. That's the core principle we're going to unpack right now. So many of us have been there, right? You try a really tough workout program over here and then a super strict diet over there, and you're left wondering why nothing sticks. Well, the reason is pretty simple. Without alignment, you're basically just fighting yourself. The real solution is a system where every single piece supports the others. So this Amplify system is built on three core pillars. First is focus, which is all about anchoring your mindset. Then comes build, which is where you physically reshape your body with smart training. And finally, fuel, which is how you give your body clear instructions to change. We're going to walk through each one. Okay, let's start with focus. Because honestly, your mindset is the foundation for absolutely everything else. If you don't have a clear direction and a strong mental framework, even the best training and nutrition plans in the world are eventually just going to fall apart. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The whole approach is based on this idea of identity-based change. So instead of just forcing yourself into new habits, the goal is to start acting from the identity of the person you want to become. Your actions then become an expression of who you are, not this constant battle against who you used to be. And to do that, you've got to get brutally honest with yourself. You need to ask these questions. Who am I truly committed to becoming? And maybe even more important, what patterns and habits have been holding me back? Getting this clarity is the most important first step, way before you even set foot in a gym or kitchen. So how do you turn that new identity into action without getting totally overwhelmed? Well, this chart explains it perfectly. It's a tiered system for stacking your habits. You start at tier 1, the foundational level, with super simple things, like training a couple of times a week, just getting into a rhythm. Then you move up to progression and eventually to identity, where hitting your macros and walking 10,000 steps becomes second nature. It's all about building momentum that lasts, not just sprinting until you burn out. All right, let's move on to our second pillar, build. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's where that focused intention becomes real, physical action, where the blueprint in your mind starts to actually build the body you want. And let's be super clear here. This isn't just about exercising for the sake of it. This is a strategic plan. Every workout, every single set, and every rep has a purpose. It's all designed to build strength, develop muscle, and create visible change in a way that's predictable. So here's a quick look at the weekly split. You've got your classic push, pull, and legs days for building strength. But notice there's also a specific day for arms and shoulders. Some people call these the mirror muscles because they give you that quick visual feedback that keeps you motivated. Plus, you've got a metabolic day for conditioning that won't mess with your recovery. It's a really smart setup. So, how do you actually make sure you're getting stronger? This timeline shows you the principle of progressive overload in action. See how in week 1 you're doing higher reps to build a foundation? By week 3, the reps drop, which means the weight you're lifting should go up. Then by week 6, you cycle back up. This system constantly challenges your body, so it has no choice but to adapt and get stronger. And finally, the build pillar isn't just about the gym. It's supported by your daily movement. And we're not talking about anything that's supposed to exhaust you. It's just about using steps and some light conditioning to help you recover faster, keep your energy stable, and create the right environment for fat loss. Okay, on to our final pillar, fuel. Look, your work in the gym is crucial, but it's really only half the battle. This is how you give your body the raw materials and, more importantly, the clear instructions it needs to actually build that new physique. And it all starts with a number. This is just an example of someone's maintenance calories. Basically, the amount of energy your body burns every day just to stay the same. Knowing your specific number is the absolute starting point. It takes all the guesswork out of fat loss. Once you know your maintenance number, you create a calorie deficit. And as this chart shows, you get to choose your own adventure. A mild deficit is great for steady, low-stress progress. A high deficit is more like a sprint. It works for a short time, but it's not sustainable. The big takeaway here is that for most people, being sustainable is way more powerful than being intense. Now, this right here might be the most critical partnership in nutrition. Think of it this way. A calorie deficit is the signal that tells your body to burn fat.
But a high protein intake is the signal that tells your body to protect your muscle while that's happening. You need both signals working together. Otherwise, you don't get leaner and stronger, you just get smaller.
And please, can we get one thing straight? Fueling your body properly does not mean eating boring, bland food. I mean, just look at these examples. These are simple, high-protein meals that are delicious and totally aligned with the goal. Seriously, structure and simplicity are your best friends here.
And lastly, let's touch on supplements. Now, they're not magic pills, okay, but certain foundational supplements and play a really key supporting role. We're talking about things like vitamin D, which so many of us don't get enough of, fish oil to manage inflammation, and magnesium to help with sleep and recovery. They just help fill in the gaps, which is extra important when you're in a demanding fat loss phase. So there you have it. That's the complete blueprint. The system, focus, build, fuel is all laid out. But now the focus has to shift from the plan on paper to the actions you're going to take every single day.
And this brings us right back to where we started. Remember that whole identity-based change we talked about? Your results will always be a direct reflection of the identity you choose to practice, day in and day out. It's forged in those little choices you make when no one else is watching. Ultimately, the real power of a system like this is its alignment. When your focus, your build, and your fuel are all pointed in the exact same direction, progress stops being a guessing game. It actually becomes predictable. And I just want to leave you with this one question to act as your compass. In any moment of decision, what to eat, whether to train or not, just ask yourself, will this choice move me closer to the person I'm trying to become, or will it move me further away? The blueprint is here. The path is yours to build.